It's an adventure, innit? We're getting lost in Spain. We don't know where we're going.
Bob's co-pilot duties weren't the best, but to be fair, we'd had a last-minute change of location. We were in central Spain attempting to find one of the country's most famous lakes, Orelana, as we'd heard that a rare once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon was occurring there. Calypso barbel that go missing years at a time at the lake were getting caught right now. Perfect timing. Calypso, my childhood dream fish I'd failed to catch on our last outing to Spain. So we just had to go. And we'd finally found it.
Oh, this is stunning, Bob. Look at that.
Huge, huge, and huge.
The immense Lake Orelana, a virtual inland sea that's over 20,000 acres in size. This vast wild water is said by many to be Spain's most prestigious venue. The overall stock is largely unknown, but it is famous for huge long commons, and it boasts the Spanish record at 87 pounds. It holds gigantic calypso barbel to 40 pounds, but they hardly ever get caught and go missing for years on end. But they're getting caught right now in certain hotspots. A chance too good to miss.
Hey, look at this tunnel, man. This is absolutely mega. Do you know, I've got little facts about this bridge as well. It was built by the Romans, and Caesar himself crossed the original bridge.
No way.
No, they have no idea, mate. Just fully made that up. Fully had ya.
Hook, line and dog bone sinker.
Oh, look.
And half a view, mate. Hey? I'll tell you what, that's half a view and that's half a view.
It's beautiful, isn't it? I didn't expect to be coming here. I'm kind of secretly happy we are now.
But I want to know where we're going, pal. I hope you've got some great intel, because me, I would not have a clue where to start.
Of course we've got some intel, Bob, but that's where we're going to go next. We are going to get back in that beautiful red car. This is the Grand Fishing Adventure. Ah, you love me, Bob. Don't lie, you love me.
We had 5 days and nights fishing ahead of us on this inland ocean. Our mission was to both catch a 30-pound plus carp, and I also desperately wanted to catch my childhood dream calypso. Being December, this was going to be tough. Our equipment was all waiting for us at the rendezvous point, where on arrival we set up just our bivvies to sleep, as the following day it would be all systems go to boat across to our fishing spot. The next morning we were met with Spanish sunshine, albeit a bit chilly. Well, it was the start of winter. With the boats packed to the hilt with gear and us totally buzzing, we set sail for our carp and calypso mission. We were heading to a special remote spot where the calypso were being caught from.
This particular area has been producing calypso barbel for the last week, which is so rare. And some of the Spanish anglers have been kind enough to let us come into the area to just have that one little chance of our own miracle happening. Or my miracle happening, because Bobby's caught his calypso.
Down the bank from our swim, Spanish angler David Guerrero had just caught an incredible calypso barbel weighing 33 pounds.
Monster.
Talk about whet your appetite. It was now all hands on deck to get all the team's gear off the boats and to get base camp set up. We don't muck about, I can tell you.
Base camp, it is out on its own. Amenities, 1 or 2 giant rocks to hide behind when you need to go, and that's about it.
Embrace Mother Nature, Bob. Next up, rig prep. So tough, abrasion-resistant leaders to protect against the rocks. Fresh rigs were then tied. Bob was going for his tried and tested D-rigs for the carp with a sinking and buoyant boilie, known as a snowman setup, as it sits on the lake bed like a snowman. My rigs were geared up for the calypso and carp, lock hook spinner rigs and a blowback herring, all with tiger nut and boilie hook baits. And the added difference, I was making a mix of crushed halibut pellets.
Pet dust for PVA bags.
This was put into dissolvable mesh bags which I'd attached to the hook. Apparently all the calypso were currently being caught this way, so when in Rome, well, when near Seville. Bob was making a free-bake carp mix of cell and isosweet boilies combined with maize and tiger nuts whole and crushed, small scatterings to go around each rod as recommended by the locals. With it being winter and colder water temperatures, the carp and calypso had been pushed out into the lake and into deeper water. We were looking for depths of between 30 to 38 feet.
So I found my spot. I'm just about to get my rod out. I cannot wait. Get all set up and hopefully nick a bite tonight.
Zamora deployed his first rig, followed by several scoops of his ground bait mix. Back to shore to set the rods, then repeat. I had a little unexpected edge. Local angler David Guerrero, who'd caught the big calypso, kindly came out with me to help point out previously successful spots. You can't beat a bit of local knowledge, eh, Senor Zamora? Within an hour, all the rods were in position. Bob had 3 rods for carp. I had 2 specifically set for calypso with the PVA bags. The 3rd spot had a few scoops of boilies scattered, targeting the carp. The anticipation levels were at fever pitch, knowing a rod could go at any time, although we'd been told 99% of bites had been coming at night.
Most looking forward to seeing one of those huge carp on the bank. Regardless if it's me or Ali, I genuinely just want to see a big, big Spanish carp.
Or even a big Spanish dog.
We're in it to win it. You just never know. This could be the night of that dream fish we've always hoped for.
Were we in the right spot? Had we timed it right coming early winter? It was in the hands of the fish gods.
Could it be? Could it be the fish I've always dreamt of catching that had all the hallmarks of a calypso bite? Just a couple of bleeps, then a drop back, then a couple of bleeps up. Wound it in from a long way. Getting close, it's there. Bob, you can see it.
A dark shadow appeared from the murky depths.
Bob, that's a calypso. It's a calypso. I think. Yes. That's not, you know.
That's a tench.
It's a tench. Bob, it's a tench. What are the chances of that?
I feel for you, mate.
It even looked like a calypso.
Oh, mate, yeah, it's dumb. Oh.
First fish from Orelana. Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I believe that
Yeah.
is yours. Good night.
I really thought it was my first ever calypso. But this one's gone fancy dress as a tench. Anyone ever seen that meme of that guy on that Spanish TV programme that just goes... He thought it was a calypso. That one. That's me.
We were in Spain at the mega Lake Orelana as the elusive calypso barbel were currently being caught there, and I had my heart set on catching one. Plus, Zamo and I both wanted to catch a 30-pound plus carp too, but so far only I caught, and it was a tiny tench. He thought it was a calypso. But the night was still young.
Well, I'm pretty certain this is a calypso. Let's set sail.
Accompanied by Captain Zamora and a cameraman, we headed out into the black abyss as I'd get better control of the mystery fish.
Nervy. I so want to get this in, whatever it is.
Oh my God, they're underneath the boat. Sorry, mate. What's that? Cheers, your hand.
A snag? That's a massive commit. That's a carp. My line's snagged.
Mate, yeah, it's round something there.
Is it on? Oh, yeah? Yeah, we're on.
We're on touch.
It was utter carnage. The braided line was snagged on something, but then got free. Another rarity in Ορελάνα. I just hoped we could net it.
I'm just going to lift up one.
Yeah. Well in, Bob. Not a commit-so. We've had a tench and a carp. But we had some boat practice. What a skipper. Cheers, geezer.
Mate, well done. First carp, first tench. You're on a roll, mate. You're only missing the one thing you wanted.
Once back on terra firma, I safely put the carp in a retention sling so we could have a proper look in the Spanish sunlight, as dawn wasn't too far away.
One in 100, these.
1 in 100. What, mirror?
Ορελάνα mirror carp.
Well, you're obviously all about rarity. Tench, very rare. You're after the commit-so, very rare. And 1 in 100, a mirror from Ορελάνα.
So here we go. Here is our scaly needle in a haystack. First night ever fishing on Ορελάνα, and I caught one. I'm quite happy with that.
Well done, pal. Congratulations on your species hunt.
The mirror was about £18, a way to go still to our £30 target, but very welcome indeed. We both wanted to build on the team's success, so new fresh rigs were tied with precision, and all rods were deployed with supreme accuracy. The scene was ready and set for a big carp or a commit-so barbel.
You didn't catch last night. I did catch. But did that give you confidence?
No, not at all. Not at all. You're fishing for commit-so. You call tench.
And a carp.
And a carp.
Do you know what, Bob? I would swap catching a commit-so tonight for you to catch a carp tonight.
I would do exactly the same as well.
Honestly, Bob.
Yeah, honestly as well. Exactly the same. I would swap you catching a commit-so for me to catch a £70 carp.
Well, at least he's being honest, but I was still optimistic for what the night might bring.
So, a very quiet night last night, but that does mean a good night's sleep. So, every cloud has a silver lining, they say, but these clouds have a load of rain.
The life and times of a fisherman. This is probably more the stereotype they imagine us living, sitting in a chair, catching nothing.
The third day really dragged by, with the rain not letting up and not even a bleep on any of our rods. The new chilly easterly wind and wet weather front were definitely not helping our catching cause. We decided to give this swim just one more night, as we plan to move back and fish the side of the lake where the vehicles awaited, ready for our departure in 48 hours' time. Yet another night of no action. At least it had finally stopped raining, ready for Operation Pack Down and Move swims, but morale was still pretty low.
It's deflating. Big water fishing is deflating at times, and that's just the highs are super high and the lows are really low.
An angler always leaves his rods till last, and I was boating out to reel my first one in.
Oh, I am awake.
A last gasp bite,
Shit,
and I
no,
had to get to it sharpish. Easier said than done. Instant utter panic engulfed the whole camp.
Get the engine off, switch in. That's a carp. Whoa. I've got to get a life jacket on.
I've got one.
It was total chaos and mayhem. And a boot full of water for me.
Hang on.
What are the chances of this?
Right, push me out.
And that's why when you see a fisherman packing down, the rods are the last thing to go.
Incredibly, we've got a day bite. So we're now trying to make our way out there. I'm very nervous.
Come on, Al.
Madness.
I manoeuvred the boat in the direction of the fish whilst winding down as I wanted to keep a tight line and a good hook hold.
We're getting close to the fish, I think, now. Feels sort of not a bad fish, either.
Go on, Ali, don't mess this up.
I was a nervous wreck. This fish was close to the boat but staying deep, so I couldn't see what it was. Could it be my first commito or a carp over 30 pounds? Then it revealed itself.
We are playing an Orelana carp. That's a lovely fish.
Go on, Al.
Heart in the mouth.
This is amazing, isn't it? What are the chances? Well, he's getting ready to net it.
Yes! Is it a giant commito?
Sadly not. But it is a common carp.
Is it a 30?
It might be.
OK, good. I want to see one. That's what I want to see.
The big question was, had I completed the 30-pound carp mission? Either way, I was totally made up.
24.9, I'm going to give it. It's an Orelana carp.
Yes, mate. Listen, we take that the way this has been going.
Look at this. Spanish gold. Right there. Size completely irrelevant. All about the mayhem.
Mate, all about the adventure.
Absolutely. And we thought we were beaten this morning. We felt dishevelled, bit low in morale. We were moving. And I tell you what, we are still moving, but we are buzzing. We're going with some motion in our lotion.
Well done, mate.
Thank you, bro. Your turn. Your turn.